Producer standpoint. Well, I mean, honestly, it's funny because when we send, I would say it's actually the day before any shoot's probably the most stressful for me. And it's just getting that call sheet out and all the info and making sure everyone knows where they need to be and when they need to be there and locations and yada, yada. But once that call sheet goes out, especially if we have like a lot of cast members, there's a lot of phone calls that have to happen. You have to call the cast members, make sure they know where they need to be. Usually the crew is pretty fine, but like honestly, the next couple hours, there's like a couple emails and dealing with some logistics still. And then like, I don't really sleep the night before a shoot. Like I try to, it's really hard to like shut my brain off because I'm like problem solving things that I think are going to happen the next day.
Same.
Especially if it's like on location and there's a lot of like driving, like shuttling crew around or stuff like that. That's just like, there's a lot of unknowns and you're just like, okay, well if this happens, I'm going to do this. And then like, eventually I'm like, all right, Elliot, there's nothing else you can do tonight. Like just go to sleep. And then I lay there for like another hour and then I finally fall asleep and then I wake up in a panic. And basically as soon as you wake up, phone calls, texts, everything's already happening. Even if you give everyone all the information in the call sheet and in the body of the email, you'll still get those like texts or calls of like, hey, what time am I supposed to be there? Or like, where are we going? Where do I park?
That was point 1 and 2.
And you just kind of have to like, just at that point, you just give them all the information again. But so that happens. And then as soon as I show up, like if I'm working with Drew or any director, we essentially have a quick like just meeting between the two of us and just be like, you know, this is what we got to do today, yada, yada. And then I go meet with like the first AD. And the first AD is in charge of the entire schedule of the day and keeping you on schedule. And they really are like one of the main important people to like any shoot. Like if you don't have a first AD, I've seen things go really rough. Yeah. I meet with them and then it's kind of just like meeting with my coordinator or production manager, whoever, or like key PA and making sure that everything starts getting set up. Everyone's feeling comfortable, make sure the artist is fine. At that point, I'm really just like a glorified babysitter, just making sure everyone is like getting fed and water and like everyone's feeling comfortable. And then I really don't start panicking until we get I really don't start panicking until we're on that first shot for like 4 hours and it was supposed to be like a 2-hour setup and then I go talk to the AD and the AD's like, no, we'll make it, it's always the same thing. No, I built this into our schedule. I knew we could make it up like 3 setups from now. And honestly, we always do make it up.
Have you ever been on time? Like perfectly on time?
Perfectly on time and wrapped on time. I think we wrapped on time for Chainsmokers.
We were not on time during the day, though.
Yeah.
We did wrap on time.
We
wrapped on time.
Not in one shoot, not in one music video shoot, have I ever been perfectly on time.